In last class, we did bar graph, right? For that, we wrote down a particular tabular column and we spoke about days and number of cars. Yeah, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Number of cars is like 10, 12, 30. Okay, you have a tabular column like this. So, what is the difference between the first tabular column and second tabular column? Just raise a hand. Raise your hand if you know the answer. I'll ask you. Raise your hand using that button. Yeah, Nanki.
The difference between the two is Akka in the first one,
Yeah.
column for days, it has words or the days in which we are tracking the observation,
Yeah.
and the second one, it has cars, which is the observation, which is basically days in the bottom wala row. It's x-axis, and the cars will come on the y-axis.
Yeah. Thank you for that information, but that's not required. Your first part is definitely what we are expecting. So here it's numbers, here it's names. So in our tabular column, we might have certain words, okay, certain words. And if you see, these things are varying. So the one thing is not the same as the next thing. So if it is varying, we call them variables. Okay, we've used this term in algebra also, variable. And if there is something, some particular thing, let's say like the service what we have got, or the location in which the car is being purchased. Okay, the location in which car is being purchased, Pune, Pune, Pune. So because since we are talking about the same store, we're talking about the same car, location from which the car has been purchased in that store is Pune because the store is in Pune. So this thing is not at all changing. So we call this particular quantity to be constant. Okay, the thing which is varying is called variable. The thing which is constant is called, which is not very constant. So now we might have different kind of datas. Okay, so let's say, okay, all of you, let's just say we are in monsoon time during Sahyadri, I mean in our Sahyadri. So raining a lot, and all of a sudden just Toshal just comes and asks me, EP, how are you feeling about this? I could say, I'm comfortable, I'm not comfortable. I mean, based on this particular temperature, I could say I'm comfortable and I'm not comfortable. So if you see, these are just some words which is describing that particular thing, okay, describing that particular feeling. So in this particular case, you can't actually compare two things. So you can't say comfortable is more than non-comfortable or not comfortable is more than comfortable, right? You can't compare these two. You cannot put them in a certain order. So in this, there is no order. They are just simply words which we are talking about. So in this car example also we could say if a particular person is comfortable in buying the car, how many of the people are comfortable in buying the car? Not comfortable. So writing comfortable, not comfortable, or the person who is buying the car, it could be male, female, and so on. So depending upon that, you can also say whether you can't actually order those things, right? They are just words. They mean something, but you can't compare those two things. You can't tell male is better than female or female is better than male. Male is male, female. But we are having a data that a particular person is male or a particular person is female. Okay. So these kind of things where you can't compare, there is no order or you can't compare. Can't compare. This kind of a data is called a nominal data. Okay. The data where you can't compare or you can't place them in order is called nominal data. Now let's say you're going to a particular restaurant, okay, and at the end of the thing you're paying your bill, and they're giving a card. You're supposed to pick it, or even if you download an app from Google Play Store, they'll be like, Okay, rate our app. So something like that. Do you like it? I mean, it's good, bad, worst, best, something like that. So let's just take 3 of it from that. Let's say bad, sorry, bad, okay, best. There are some words in between, I'm just not taking them. Very bad, bad, okay, good, best. But from that, I'm only taking these 3 words. So these are review words for a particular app or a particular website. Okay. So in this particular case, you can actually compare, right? You can actually say bad is worst. Getting a bad review is worse than okay review, right? If let's say if you people are making a fudge for somebody's birthday, say for Mannat's birthday, all you girls in Falguni are just trying to make a fudge, yeah, and Mannat is trying it for the first time, and she's like, it's okay. So if she would have told bad, you would have felt worst, okay? But if she would have best, you would have felt very happy. But she's telling okay. So it's somewhere in between bad and best. You can actually compare bad, okay, and best. So you can actually compare it. Comparison is possible, but there is one particular thing missing there. I'll tell you what it is. Comparison is possible. Okay. The thing which is missing there is you don't know what is the difference between bad and okay. Like how bad is it? How best is it? How okay is it? So you don't know what is the difference between each of these things. You can only put them in an order, but you can't tell how much is the difference between bad and okay. How much is the difference between okay and best. So this kind of thing where you can compare, but you can't actually say what is the interval. Interval between them is not known. Interval between them is not known. Is not known. So this kind of a data where you can actually compare them, but you can't tell what is the difference between these data, that is called ordinal. We have already heard of this particular word ordinal when we learned about cardinal. Yeah, in the concept of sets. Now the last one is, so this is a review with words. So in Google app, you might be having stars, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. So in 5 stars, a particular app, say Instagram, has got 4 stars. Okay, and let's say Snapchat has got only 2 stars. Okay, and let's say what else is there? TikTok. Okay, TikTok has got 3 stars, and PUBG has got 5 stars. Okay.
Twitter.
1, 2, 3.
You forgot YouTube.
It's okay, fine. So these are the 4 apps I'm trying to compare. So obviously we can put them in an order. First thing is the lowest is Snapchat. Yeah. And the next one is TikTok. And the next one is Instagram. And the next one is PUBG. Yeah. But the one more thing is here you were not able to say what is the difference between 2 of them, right? But here you can actually talk about the interval between Snapchat and Instagram. So what is the interval between say Snapchat and PUBG? Tell me what is the interval between Snapchat and PUBG? PUBG is correct. PUBG is 5 stars. Snapchat is just 2 stars. The difference between them is 3 stars. Yeah. So here you are able to compare them. You are able to put them in an order. At the same time, you are able to see what is the interval between them. So this kind of a data where all 3 is possible. Comparison is possible, and ordering is also possible, and finding out the interval, that is also possible. So this kind of a data is called interval. Okay, where all 3 is possible. What are the 3? Comparison, ordering, and interval.
EP, don't erase the board for a minute.
Yeah.
Interval mean?
Yeah. What is it?
What does interval mean?
Let me record. My internet is bad.
So we have a data set. Okay. When I say data set, collection of data. And this is for some of the hotels. Okay. I just simply come up with some 3 hotel names: Indra Cafe, RV Restaurant, Sarana Bhavan. So this particular, especially this particular column alone, if you look into it, they are having some names. You can't compare the names, you can't put them in any order. So this data, this column data is nominal. Okay, this is nominal. Okay, and now look at this. Okay, bad, very good. You can actually compare 2 of the data, right? You can tell okay is better than bad, very good is better than okay, worse than okay. So you can actually put them in order, right? So this particular column represents ordinal data. Okay, and now come to the last one. You can actually put them in order. You can say 1 is less than 3 is less than 5 also. At the same time, you can see what is the difference between bad and very good. RV Restaurant stars and Sarana Bhavan stars. So the difference between them is 4 stars. You can actually see how much is the difference between. So since you can see the difference, you would call this particular data, that is the number of stars, to be the interval data. Okay, you can call this data to be the interval data. The first one is nominal data where you can't compare any of the 2 data in that particular column. Second one is ordinal data. You can compare and put them in certain order. You can say bad, okay, very good, but you don't know what is the difference between bad and very good. And the third one is stars. Again, you can arrange them in order 1, 3, and 5. You can also see what is the difference between those stars. So the difference between 1 star and 5 star is 4 star. So when you can actually see some difference between the stars, you would say that particular data which we are considering is interval data. So we will be learning how to use Google Sheets for data. Okay. So go to your Google page and there are these 9 dots. If you click that, you should make sure you are already inside your account. Yeah. And then go to Sheets. You have a lot of things there: account, Gmail, Drive, Docs, Sheets, Slides. Go click the Sheets. Yeah. Once you click the Sheets, you will be redirected to a different place. Yeah. And then you click onto this blank. You will have a spreadsheet. Okay. So the first thing I would suggest you to do is rename your sheet name, your Google Sheet. So what are we going to do? Let's say my first data. I'm renaming it like this. Okay, so if you want to rename your document name, just click there and change the name. And then if you just come and click outside somewhere, your data name, document name will be renamed. Okay. And the first thing we would like to do is, we always make sure in the column we write down the name, right? What we are talking about. So before that, yeah, who is it? Who has raised the hand?
EP, we can also do graphs with this, na?
Yes, correct. But first we will start with this, just documenting things. Yeah. After that we will do. Yeah, Shaurya, what is it?
Yes, Akka. Actually, I was just asking that is Excel fine?
Yeah, Excel should be. Excel also should be fine.
Okay, but I'll use Google Sheets. I was just asking.
Yeah, okay. But in Google Sheets, there are some features which I'll be discussing. But later also you can work with that. So I would like to, the data which I would like to look today is the pocket money, or let's say paying back somebody. Okay, you have got some money from somebody and you are supposed to pay back that person with some interest. We have already learned the concept of interest. So let's say every month I'm paying some money, or after certain months I have to pay back the complete money. If suppose I've borrowed 1,000 rupees and after 5 months I'm returning back, I'm not just going to give 1,000 alone. I'll be giving a little bit of extra money also. Yeah. And so for that, I would like to keep track of all the months properly. So I will start with January. Okay. Then
Do we have to write down what are we doing now? Like take it
first,
down.
Maggie, first listen to me. I'll give you some time to work. Yeah. So now if you see, I have a lot of months to write. So instead of that, Google is just offering you the option of autofill. What you do is you click a particular cell, press shift and down arrow. So both of this will be selected. Your cross symbol over here in this place and drag it down. You'll get all the months names. So this is autofill. Yeah. So let's say you are borrowing around 1 lakh. Yeah, you're borrowing 1 lakh from your dad. Okay, provided he's giving. So you're borrowing 1 lakh from your dad and you're supposed to pay him back some money every time. So your father is telling, okay, I will give you 1 lakh, but you have to pay an interest of 10% every month. What is 10% of 1 lakh? Somebody tell me.
EP, can you show that autofill again?
10,000.
10,000.
10,000.
10,000. Oh, that is too much of interest. Your father wouldn't ask you to pay that much. What is 1% of 1 lakh? Tell me.
That's what?
1% is
1,000.
1,000.
1,000. Yeah.
Is that okay? Can you pay 1,000 rupees as interest to your father every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, and sorry, not every day.
No, I'll die.
Every month. Okay, just assume.
I missed.
EP, can you tell me how to do that autofill again?
Okay, yeah, I will do that. So I'll just take a different example. Yeah, if suppose we are doing say days of a week, you write Monday. Okay, and if you try to pull it down, you might get all the weeks. So you might feel okay, after Sunday everything is gone. What happens if I pull it beyond? So again the new
Again, start from Monday.
Akka,
yeah.
I
You
got
do that.
Akka, I did not see what happened because I got disconnected. Can you just tell me what we have to do?
Yes, here I will do it again. So what I did is I just wrote January and I dragged all of it. So with this autofill feature which is there in Google, all these things will be there. And if you want, you can just write October. Yeah, and then you click on it and you make sure you bring the cross here and you pull it down. You will get all the month after that in a particular sequence. And if you keep pulling it, it comes in a cycle. Yeah, so this is
Do
what.
we have to write this in?
No need. You just have to observe now. Okay. So I was telling, you're borrowing 1 lakh from your dad or your mom, whoever is there, whoever is like okay to give you 1 lakh. Just an assumption, obviously, they are not going to give you because you're in 7th standard. Let's just assume they are giving you 1 lakh. Yeah. But you are a person who would like to give back, but you're telling, okay, fine, I will pay you interest every month. And your dad or mom is like, okay, fine, you give me an interest of 1%. So just now you people told 1% of 1 lakh is 1,000 rupees. So let's say you borrowed in the month of January. So since you just borrowed that month, you won't pay any money, any
You
interest.
have to write all the months.
No, just
interest.
listen to me, Jaswal. Just listen to me. Yeah,
Use the autofill.
I'm just teaching you how to use Google Sheets here for data. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we know the money which you're supposed to pay for every month interest, since it's like second month, you're in second month, you have to pay him 1,000 rupees. So total interest you have to pay till that is 1,000. Since you have got 1 lakh, so if you're planning to return the next month itself, it's going to be 1 lakh 1,000, right? Let's say you haven't paid that month. That means in March, for March month, you have to again pay 1,000. So by that time, you will have to pay 2,000 as interest, right? Then the total money you have to pay your parents is this much. Okay, you're not paying March also. You are taking for 1 So for that particular month, you need to pay 1,000, but altogether you have to pay 3,000 to your parents. So it's like 103,000. Okay, and again in the month of May, you have to again pay 1,000. That means altogether it's going to be 4,000. Then you'll have to pay 10400. Oh my god, it's really taking a lot of time. I have to type a lot. So what we do is, see what happened here, you're having 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. So what I could have done is, I just know every month I have to pay 1,000, right? I have to pay every month 1,000. So shift down arrow, both of the cells will be selected, and then click here and drag. All the month you're going to have 1,000. Okay. And again, I don't want to write 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 every month. So what I do is, let's just delete this and see what happens. Click onto this. Shift, down arrow, down arrow. Keep your cursor here, pull it down. You're getting this much? Okay. Again, let's say
EP,
yes.
I didn't get this.
So this is because of the autofill feature in the Google. Okay, what happens is, you understood what is happening, right? You borrowed 1 lakh. For every month,
Yeah, that I understood.
every month you have to pay 1,000. If you don't pay 1,000 for 2 months, together it becomes 2,000. For 3 months, together it becomes 3,000. Then you have to pay 1 lakh plus 3,000. 1 lakh plus 4,000. So basically, you're adding 1 lakh plus 1,000, 1 lakh plus 2,000, 1 lakh plus 3,000, and so on. So I can't keep writing 1 lakh 1,000, 1 lakh 2,000, 1 lakh 3,000. So what I'm doing is, shift down arrow,
Then drag.
and drag it. So it will fill for
So
you.
then the same thing will be written.
Same thing, but whatever you have to do, that the computer will do the work for you. You need not sit and type all these things. Yeah?
Okay.
EP
Yeah.
thing is not only there in Google, it's there everywhere, no?
Yeah, EP. It's
Yeah,
there
in
numbers.
Apple
Yeah, it's
users
there in
it will be
numbers. I tried
different.
it.
They have
No, it's
command
there in
key.
numbers also. There also. Yeah.
It is there everywhere. I just want to make sure everyone in the class knows about that particular thing. So similarly, let's just take,
I'm done with what you did.
yeah, let's just take one more thing, Fibonacci sequence. You know, the first Fibonacci sequence is 1, then again 1, then again 2, then again 3. Yeah. Now what you do, you just click shift down arrow, down arrow, down arrow. So everything gets selected, and you keep your cursor here and start dragging it. Oh my god, something is wrong. Can you help me here? I need to get a particular sequence here. So I think it did not understand.
Have to add one more.
Yeah, so let's just try with
1 plus. Yeah.
2, 3, and 5. Let's see if now it understood my pattern or not. So basically, Google has to understand the pattern. Still, it didn't understand. What can I do now?
Google so dumb.
If you
Smarter
write
than
1,
you.
1, 2, 3, 5.
I mean, that is a Fibonacci sequence, no? Okay, let's try the Fibonacci sequence in the next class. Okay, now that you have to type everything, right? You can actually give your formula to this. You can simply just give the formula and Google will understand. Let's see how that happens. Yeah, do we have time?
It's 48, so we do have about
Yeah,
10
yeah.
minutes.
We have time.
Actually, we have 11 to 12 minutes.
Okay, fine. Let's try to do it properly with the help of formula. Let's see. Even I don't know. I'm just exploring it along with you people. So once you're done with it, I want you people to do the same thing and see. Okay. So for the money is same. You are borrowing 1 lakh rupees. Okay. And for the first month, 0. For the second month also it's 0. And for the month of February, you are going to pay him 1,000, right? I mean, it's going to be 1,000. So all of this just have to be 1,000. You just have to click and drag it. But this month, this particular month is going to be this 0 plus 1,000. 0 plus 1,000. So what I do is I write equal to B2. B2. So I'm actually referring to this cell. So this is B and 2. Yeah, B2 plus C1. So this cell. So I want to add this cell and this cell. Press enter, you get 1000. Now I want this particular Google to add this cell and this cell because this is for the month of March. This is for all the months before March. So what I do, I type equal to, give the cell reference, that is B3
Plus C2.
plus C2. So if you see, the Google already suggested that. It understood what I'm trying to do here. So here what I want it to add my B4 and C3. Let's see, it's predicting again. B4 plus, plus C3. Yeah. So now what we'll do is, we'll again try to push it down, drag it down, and I will still have the same value. I mean, what happened? Yeah, I think the formula did not work. Let's try to do.
Akka, it's saying that reference, Akka. It's saying #ref.
We need to give the proper reference, no? Okay, let's just try to do it again. So I need this to add this cell and this cell. So B2 plus C1. Sorry, 1. Let me try to drag this and see if it's coming. See? Understood. The Google actually understood I'm trying to add the cell over.
So I think you don't have to select the 0, otherwise it will come as 1, 2, 3.
I think even if you're selecting 0, then we can do the operation here itself. Okay, I'll tell you how to do that now.
EP,
when
what
I'm
to do
doing
for
it, it's-
March?
March, what is it?
Oh,
B3,
EP, I did it.
Very good.
B3 plus what?
Oh, you're
For
talking
March.
for March, it's going to be B3 plus C2. But you need not do that. You just have to do
Got it.
cell.
But autofill is
So I
easy,
did
no?
everything with.
Okay, let's just do the last.
Ah.
Let's just do the last one. So this is the interest you have to pay for every month. How much amount you give back to your parents. That's what we're supposed to see. So that means you have to add your D1 and add your interest over here. So what you do? You do equal to D1 plus, what am I supposed to add? C2. Okay, C2. Enter. It understood now. Let's try to do for the next one. And what is the next one supposed to be? Just give me a guess. Yeah.
EP, can I, Arjun?
So it will be B2 plus C2.
What is that? No, it's not.
103000.
No, Arjun.
102,000.
It's just 102,000.
10200.
Yeah, correct. Because the interest you have to pay.
It's basically EP. Will be D.
Tell.
Yeah, EP. Will be, I think it will be D2 plus C3.
D2 plus C3. No, that is not the thing, Adhir, because you don't have to pay 1,03,000 in the third month. You just have to pay 1
Oh,
lakh.
yeah.
Getting it?
2,000 now.
So every time to 1 lakh only you keep adding it. So even now if you see, if I'm doing the autofill, Google also will make the same mistake as what you people just did. Yeah, so it did not understand what we are trying to do. So what we are supposed to do is, we have to fix this particular cell, because I am going to add my interest only to this particular cell, not to any other thing. So what I do is, I put a dollar symbol there. Okay, let's just try $D1, $D1. That means it will fix the particular cell. For everything, I am going to add this particular cell only. So if I put dollar, this particular cell is going to be permanently taken for all the cells in this particular column. And I put dollar.
the whole thing.
Yeah, wait. $D1 plus.
Me too, EP. I sent to you in chat.
Wait here, wait. $D1 plus C2. Press enter, and now you can actually drag all these things. Drag and see what is happening. Actually, no, what happened? Still making that mistake, man. Oh, sorry. I should add B. I'm sorry. So let's see again. Dollar. Where is my dollar? Dollar D1 plus. I need to add my B over here, B2. B2. Enter. Let's see, it should come now. Voila, we got it. Yeah, so you can.
Okay, I've done this whole thing with you only.
You did it with
Before.
me. Very good, very good.
Me too.
T plus
When you started from then
I
only.
made my whole section rainbow colored.
Okay. So,
what was it called?
Akka, why is it so different?
just a minute. Does anybody have any doubt in this thing?
Yes, Akka.
What was the formula again?
Yeah, okay, Nirvan. Which formula did you want regarding this particular thing?
$D1 plus.
And here it was $D plus, because the reason is, okay, I'll just do it again. Yeah. Just a minute. I'll just do it again, Nirvan, for you. So see, I just have to add every thousand every month to this particular thing, right? So what I'm doing is I'm typing equal to $D1. So D1 is this cell. I'm adding this cell. The reason I'm putting dollar, I want this particular cell to be added to every one of this thing. So if I don't put D1, then the Google Sheet will think, okay, all the cells in this should be added to that particular thing. So it keeps adding like 1,000 to this, 1,000 to this, 1,000. So basically that is what is actually Google will think. So I want Google to
Repeat $D1.
yeah, wait. Equal to $D1 plus I want to add to this particular cell which is corresponding to this. So D2 should be added to this particular thing, or this should be added to this particular thing. So we have $D1 plus C2. Yeah. And then let's just drag and see. Oh, sorry. If you just don't want something to happen, you just press Ctrl Z. Something is wrong. Okay, my formula is wrong here.
But I still didn't understand what
It went changed, EP. It got changed.
Yeah, it should be B.
Now one.
It is B2. It is B2, not C2. Yeah.
EP,
Yeah.
I did not understand what we Google Sheets, or are we doing something else?
We are doing
We are
Google.
doing Google Sheets.
Yeah, we are doing Google Sheets. We are trying to document our data in Google Sheets. Yeah. If you have any doubts, you can let me know. Yeah.